Tyrone Bowman live. It happened in Henderson, Texas. A Texas deputy bragged about murdering a man. Tyrone Bowman live. Welcome to the program. Let's talk about it. According to NBC News, Timothy Michael Randall was on the phone with his mother when the police car pulled up behind his Nissan Altima with its lights flashing. It was just after 12:30 a.m. on September 14th, 2022, and Randall was heading to his cousin's house after a night out. He had called to let me know that he was going to be home a few minutes later, Randall's mother, Wendy Tippett, recalled, so I wouldn't worry. Randall, who was 29, pulled over and hung up with his mom. Sergeant Shane Iverson of the Rusk County Sheriff's Office walked up to the Altima and told Randall that he had run a stop sign. Police dash cameras footage shows. Randall denied doing so, and Iverson ordered him out of the car. What began as a routine traffic stop on a country road 2 hours east of Dallas quickly spun out of control. Now here's a photo moments before Sergeant Shane Iverson fatally shot Timothy Michael Randall in Rusk County, Texas, in 2022. Well, let's continue with the story here. As Randall was stepping out of the car, he put his wallet in his back pocket and adjusted his waistband. Iverson dug his hands into the front of Randall's pants and then told him to put his hands behind his back. The dash cam footage shows Randall kept his arms raised. "Officer, I don't have anything on me," he said. "Officer, please, can you tell me what I'm under arrest for?" Randall asked moments later. Iverson didn't respond. Instead, he wrestled Randall to the pavement. "Officer, please," Randall pleaded again as he struggled to get to his feet. Then Iverson threw Randall to the ground again. He landed on his back several feet away, but the momentum brought him back to his feet. Randall began to turn to run away from Iverson, who had already pulled out his gun and was pointing it at Randall. This is a still photo of that incident. "Get down," Iverson yelled as he fired one shot, striking Randall in the chest. Randall continued to run down the street but collapsed face down. Iverson radioed for help and then tried to render medical aid, but Randall died on the pavement. The bullet had torn through his ribs, lungs, and heart, according to autopsy records. After another deputy arrived minutes later, Iverson, then 57, returned to his patrol car and phoned a colleague. "I just smoked a dude," he said in a hushed voice. In the following days and weeks, Randall's mother searched for answers in vain, calling the Texas Rangers and the Rusk County District Attorney's Office. She had no idea how her son wound up dead after a police traffic stop. "No one was telling us anything," said Tippett, who was born and raised in Rusk County and now cleans houses for a living. Here's a photo of Wendy Tippett. Her first shock came 2 months after the shooting when a grand jury returned a no bill in the case, meaning it chose not to indict Iverson for killing an unarmed man. The second came last summer when Iverson's lawyers turned over the dashcam video after she filed a federal lawsuit. Nearly 2 years after the shooting, she finally got to see in brutal detail what happened in the moments before her youngest son was killed. "The only person that was attacking anybody was Sergeant Iverson attacking my son," Tippett said. Iverson quietly retired after the shooting and fought in court to keep the video from being made public. Its release sparked a backlash in rural Rusk County. It also sent Randall's mother on a crusade to get justice for his killing. But whether that will happen and what it would even look like remains to be seen. In every year of the past decade, roughly 1,000 people have been shot and killed by police in the U.S., according to a database created by the Washington Post. The vast majority of these shootings don't make national headlines. Many involve a person who was armed at the time or acted aggressively toward officers. Randall was not armed, and the video shows he was not aggressive toward Iverson. Yet the case has received little attention outside Rusk County, leaving Randall's family to possess his killing alone, or to process his killing alone, and further reinforcing their feeling that to the police and outside world, his life didn't matter. And I will add this. It's ironic that the officer quietly retired because they tried to bury it. They tried to cover it up. They tried to hide it. The non-bill of indictment that came. This is what they do. The police are constantly policing the police, constantly covering up. And every now and then they will make an example out of one of their own, just to try to shut the public's mouth. And in this case, this was not an African American that was killed. This was a white young man who was on the phone talking to his mother innocently and letting his mother know that he was on his way home when a rogue police officer decided to end his life on a dark, dusty road for no apparent reason and then lied about it. And they covered it up. Not only did they cover it up, they never wanted the dash cam video to see the light of day. This is wrong. This is not right. Mrs. Tippit deserves justice for her son. Me and my family, we don't come from money, said Randall's older brother Douglas, an Army veteran who served for 10 years. Their parents divorced when the boys were toddlers, and their mother worked several jobs, customer service rep, waitress, school lunch lady, to keep the family afloat while raising the boys alone. So here is a photo of Mrs. Tippit and her son Douglas sitting down discussing this matter. No one has said an apology in Rusk County, Douglas added. No one has shown remorse. When their paths crossed in the fall of 2022, Randall and Iverson were at very different stages. Randall had struggled to find his footing after graduating from high school, where he played football and basketball. He found work as a welder, but was arrested a handful of times on drug possession charges, leading to 2 felony convictions and 2 stints in prison. Despite spending 3 years behind bars, Randall remained easygoing and optimistic. Family members said he was working in construction at the time of the shooting and had recently moved in with his mother following a breakup. He always tried to look at the positive, his mother said. He was just an upbeat, happy person. This is Wendy Tippit and her son Timothy Michael Randall in happier times. And just because somebody has been arrested and they've been convicted and they've done time in prison, that does not make them the scum of the earth. There are people who work within law enforcement who deserve to be in prison for the atrocities and crimes that they have committed. Iverson was nearing the end of his law enforcement career by the time he pulled over Randall. He had been working as a police officer for 13 years, first in Dallas and then in Rusk County, where he was hired in 2020. He was also a decorated Army Special Forces soldier who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. Iverson's military career began in 1986 with the Marines. He later joined the Army and then served in Special Forces, rising to the rank of Senior Sergeant, military records show. He deployed to Afghanistan to 4 months in 2003, then to Iraq in April 2007 to September 2008. Earning a Bronze Star for Valor, the 4th highest military decoration. I'll be right back, right after this. Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry. right, come on.
Oh, you leaving? Yeah, no, he coming in. Yeah, no, he coming. Yeah.
All right, well, bring it. I'll stay there. All right, just give me. I got so much to do here. I mean, not so much to do here, but I got
Yeah, you
to
got it, bro. No, you cool.
All right, I'll stay because he's here.
No, that's all right. Yes, sir. You want me to do this show?
You gonna do it?
Yeah, I know. I do it. Yeah.
Where's your dad?
Yeah, outside.
Is he going?
Yeah, he coming in. I think he's.
Go and get set up. I'm here.
Yeah, that's right.
Give me a few minutes,
Okay.
and I'll come in. No, I'm gonna produce you that one. I gotta finish this up real quick. You gonna be here? Yeah, who's the man on phone? All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is live. My apologies. This is live. Let me finish this broadcast. All right. So, to bring you up to speed, the officer is a decorated officer, Marine. He served in Afghanistan, Iraq, did several tours. So the officer says there were most of the raids that we did. He said about his time in Iraq, according to a transcript obtained by NBC News. Iverson told the investigators he was on high alert when he pulled up to Randall's car because Randall had been driving in an area known for drug trafficking and didn't immediately pull him over. Iverson observed an open car of Modelo Time beer in Randall's car and suspected he was drunk. Iverson told the investigators after he asked Randall to step out of the vehicle, Randall made a furtive gesture with his right hand that made Iverson think he might have a weapon, the deputy told investigators. He patted Randall down and felt a rectangular, soft object in his pants. When he squeezed it, Iverson said he felt something small and hard inside and he thought it might be a mini revolver. At that point, I'm like, I have an issue here, Iverson said in the interview. Iverson said he threw Randall to the ground because he was concerned that the man might be able to reach what he thought was a gun. But Randall was quicker than he was and managed to get back up to his feet. At this point in time, I see him running towards me, Iverson said. I'm on my knees and I'm like, he's coming at me. I don't want to be caught on my knees with this active guy with a weapon in his waistband, Iverson added. And at that point, survival instinct kicked in, and I drew and fired one round at him. After shooting Iverson, he searched Randall's pockets and found a soft glasses case with a meth pipe inside. The dash cam footage doesn't show Iverson finding the pipe. Randall's body is mostly out of the frame, but at one point, he does mention it to another deputy. It was effing meth pipe man, Iverson said. Toxicology testing found that Randall had in his system methamphetamine, marijuana, and alcohol, though his blood level, alcohol 0.017, was far below the legal amount. A crystal-like substance found in his wallet was determined to be meth, according to a state crime lab report. After reviewing the dash cam, the footage, and the Texas Rangers report, two police use of force experts contacted by NBC News said they saw no reason for Iverson to open fire during the encounter. Mickey McComb, a former New Jersey state trooper, said Randall never made any movement that would suggest he was drawing or attempting to draw a weapon, and at no point was he charging the officer. There was no threat, added McComb, who now works as an expert witness on use of force cases. He should have never used deadly force. It was completely uncalled for. This is a lengthy article, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this a two-part video. So I want this to sink in, and I'll bring part two on tomorrow. For now, never surrender, never quit.